There's sometimes I tell people like the way they are behaving is because of the childhood experiences they have. And sometimes it can be really hard to even convince friends to think like, oh my God, like your childhood experiences is the reason why you're acting as you are. They wouldn't understand. I normally say like most of the things you do now are rooted to the childhood experiences that you had. Either you know it or you don't know. I always think like it's good to revisit how your childhood was, especially if you're having a certain behavior that's consistent or you're trying to change something and it's not coming out even with willingness. I always say try and do like um it's like digging up a bit of what things could have happened in your childhood that have an impact with how you're reacting now. You're gonna find like sometimes you'll find like some people they spent most of their childhood trying to impress their parents, even if you're in high school or what, with getting good grades. It it could be something like just as simple as your work was to just show your part to make your parents happy. So you it's like you spent more time performing than actually being a child. And what happens is you carried these same experiences and you started using them in adult, where you now people please others, because every time you performed when you were little you got a reward. So now you can be doing the same without knowing, where you go out of their means to impress people, to do things for people, even though they're out of your means, because you're trying to perform and then you get rewarded. That really hurts. We don't know sometimes that when we're doing things out and beyond, it's because we are performing, because we used to perform when we were little. Because when we performed, we were praised, we were loved, we were sure that's when love comes. We don't know that. But when you know that, then you start being keen on how you're treating other people, if that's how you want to treat them. Or are you performing? So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this like either you believe it or not. Revisit your childhood experiences. The much you can remember that, so it matters. And ask yourself, like, did these experiences have something do these experiences have something to do with how you're acting now? If you find yourself you struggle with love issues, let's say you always dating like bad boys that you don't want to date. Some people don't want to date bad boys or want to be married by bad boys, but if you're one person who always find yourself you're maybe dating with the wrong type of people, go revisit what happened in the past. Okay, go get coaching, because the things that you're going to find, you'll never believe, like these are rooted to your childhood. So I'm gonna say this, okay? As much as I'm holding my phone with this hand, I'm getting tired. Never think like your childhood didn't matter. The experience that you experienced, they have a lot to do with how you behave and act today. Your childhood experiences have a lot to do with you and how you parent your children now. Most of us are parenting the children now on how we would have wanted us to be parented, which is not the best way to parent your kids. So go back and evaluate the current life and know if you find like some of the things that you're doing now have to do with maybe experiences you had as a child, these things that you can do about it to change that. We shouldn't let the past control the future. All right, even though we can't change the past, we can change the story about it, so we can change the meaning. Okay, so go back and revisit that. I found myself like I have so many things that I experienced in my childhood. And for me, when I speak about childhood, is anytime you are under 18, okay? And I found some of the behaviors I have now is because of the experiences that I had in my childhood, right? And they have an impact on what I do now. And what do I do with that information? I get coached, or I read books about it, or I help myself know how to handle things now without using those experiences. Because I read somewhere that everything that we've ever been through, it still stays into our subconscious mind. Everything. I've also read that our subconscious mind helps us to make the decisions that we make. We do. Our subconscious helps us in making the decision that we do every day. So most of the decisions we make, we have the help of our subconscious mind, right? And this is the same mind that stores up all the memories and everything that has ever happened to you and every the experiences that you ever had. So if this is the case, then you do 1 + 1 is 2. Okay, so you do need to do some work, and this is what we call inner work, right? In the coaching world and therapy world, it's called inner work. This is where you work on the inner things that could be affecting you without even knowing. These are things that just stay within you. People will not even notice them, but you'll be glowing from the outside even if you're doing the inner work. So before I get out of topic, because I can be a yapper sometimes, the point of this video is just one. Evaluate your current life and try and see if some of your behavior, some of your habits that are impacting you are to do with your childhood experience, and decide what you want to do. I've already shared with you what you can do. Is if you don't know how to solve it, you find YouTube videos which can help you solve those specific issues, and get coached or get therapy depending on where you are and what you want to do. And enjoy.